So this video is for Hasan Piker, who I'm a huge fan of, but
Bro! Sorry. My bad.
Come on, man. Oh my
Oh,
God.
man. So many people learning Chinese. This is mad funny. This is the funniest outcome. I love this.
So let's get to one of the top news stories of the day. TikTok getting banned. Christian, take it away.
I actually listened to all of the. Did they announce? Because they're not supposed to announce an opinion till Wednesday. But I did listen to the entire of the what is it? The Supreme Court like open hearing, and like there's a whole thing happening right now where if you look up like any news article, it'll be like Supreme Court absolutely striking down like system, and it didn't sound that way. But it doesn't sound like TikTok has a very good case. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I think that they're using whatever like legal restrictions that they can, whatever legal jargon that they can, to just like functionally take TikTok away from ByteDance, at least the US operations, and give it to an American owner.
Yeah, basically that's like the one thing that it's really sitting on.
Well, I don't think it's valid. What are you doing?
Thank you so much.
What is that? What?
Peppermint tea.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
But the big thing
What is the other thing?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. My mom is okay.
Nicest lady. I will say that explicitly though, like the big thing is that like so whoever what is it, the US Solicitor General, I can't remember her name. She was really big on like trying to advocate that like, oh, there's like a special danger from China like this, and the Supreme Court literally laughed at her. There were multiple moments in which the entire court laughed, and one of those things was they were like, oh, like she was like, we think that China might be operating to get Americans to argue with one another, and justices were like, I don't think China has to like do that. But the thing where TikTok's gonna get like that is that specifically they're trying to argue that the banning of TikTok is a free speech argument, right? That it crucially separates free speech. But because there is the clause about like divestment from ByteDance, they're like, technically TikTok could still operate. And since TikTok could still operate if they divested from a Chinese company, which is not like protected by free speech rights, then technically this free speech is still an option if they sold American. And so that's what I think, that if TikTok does get banned, that's what's gonna fuck it. Like,
Yeah, and I think the argument being made on the other side is that the legal grounds for this is the like an old radio law that like no radio stations are. There's a limited amount of space for who can operate like a radio station. So I think it's like foreign nationals cannot operate a radio station or something. It's like
something like that. But even
part
then,
of the argument that they're making, saying that it's because it's like Chinese owned, technically.
yeah, but they were even able to
Bandwidth.
counter argue that, because there's been multiple, like the things that the TikTok lawyers brought up, or the pro TikTok lawyers brought up, was that like there were multiple in the 1950s in the height of the Cold War with like the Foreign Adversaries Act, articles that published communist, like not even just like, oh, we're a communist org here in the States and we're publishing something, like direct scripts like from the communist government, and that was allowed because it was like blatant and like totally there, right? And so that's not allowed. Like the entirety, the standing ground on there being an explicit danger from China basically got laughed at. The bigger problem is whether or not it's legal in the first place, and it seems like because they are allowing that divestment clause, that technically that might be legal. It's gonna fuck me if it gets banned, but
I don't think it's going to get banned.
you don't think so? You think they're gonna do a stay?
No, I don't think it's going to get banned. I think that the ownership structure of ByteDance is complicated, but I think people just don't understand exactly how much of ByteDance is also owned by like Americans.
Yeah.
Like one of the major investors of ByteDance is the Carlyle Group.
Really?
Yeah. People think that it's like entirely controlled by the Chinese government or something. And of course there is control over TikTok and ByteDance specifically by the Chinese government. It's in their law. Having said that, however, I believe like the ownership percentages, I believe that the ownership percentages of TikTok are marginal in comparison to to like the rest of the people that own it. There's employees all around the world that have some percentage of ownership. And outside of that, there are a bunch of American institutional investors that are slated to lose billions of dollars of revenue if the ownership of TikTok is forcibly ripped away from the hands of ByteDance. So here's some. Oh, who owns TikTok's parent company, ByteDance? TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, was founded by Chinese entrepreneurs. ByteDance is a privately held global company, roughly 60% owned by global institutional investors such as BlackRock, General Atlantic, Susquehanna International Group, 20% owned by the company's founders and 20% owned by its employees, including over 7,000 US-based employees. It is not owned or controlled by any government or state-controlled entity. Now, having said that, of course, this is TikTok's own website.
Yeah.
So obviously, when they say, there's no control over it, of course there is.
Yeah.
But I think the question comes into, the question comes down to like, do you care if the Chinese government has access to your information? One of the biggest fears that people have apparently is that because a lot of young people, virtually every single young person in the United States of America uses TikTok, what if those guys then what if those guys one day become, senators or Supreme Court justices, and then like China has all this compromise on them? And I find that to be ridiculous. I find that to be a funny fear that they have. And also, and I've maintained this position for quite some time, the notion that like TikTok is getting like a tremendous trove of data is a hilarious argument to make in the United States of America, where like if the Chinese government wanted to get this trove of data, they could just buy it from a data broker.
Buy it from data broker. In fact, like the thing is, I think where I was shocked by the Supreme Court thing is that like the Supreme Court brought this up, right? They grill either side really hard. And when the pro-ban, the Solicitor General, was talking, she was like, there's a unique and covert threat from China. And they were like, this is what separates this from any other tech company? Like, what makes this any different? And fundamentally, they couldn't argue that this was an especially unique threat from anything. So like, yeah, like it's a very funny, like fear-mongering argument. Shout out to Zuckerberg for I can't remember the name of the, there's like a media group or a pushing group. So he like push these, like he put like 100 mil into it or something. But like it's a whole thing where they're trying to be like, no, like they're going to get your kids. They're going to convince your kids that like Xi Jinping is like the guy you got to love.
Yeah, well, too late, I say.
Have you seen the RedNote stuff?
Yeah, I have. We'll talk about that in a second. I want to break this down a little bit further. This is also another interesting part of this process, which is that ByteDance's board of directors is comprised of 5 individuals, and the CEO obviously is Singaporean. Yeah. Although if you ask Tom Cotton, that's basically Chinese, but that's a different kind of Chinese. What kind of Chinese are you? Yeah, exactly. Are you Chinese or Japanese? Arthur Danchik, Susquehanna International Group, U.S. based. Bill Ford, General Atlantic. Philip Lafont, Cult Management, U.S. based. And then Neil Shine, Sequoia, Hong Kong based. So that's what's that's what's silly about this process as well, because with how global finance capital operates, like it's virtually impossible to have a product that is so expansive, that is used by billions of people globally. It's virtually impossible for institutional investors to not, especially American institutional investors, to not in some way, shape, or form be involved in the profit-making side of things. So I think it's hilarious, like red baiting, anti-Chinese sentiment. And I think the real reasons, like there are multiple different parties involved in the banning of TikTok, and each of them have their own unique little interests. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg and obviously Google, for example, absolutely want to eviscerate TikTok because they want to be TikTok. They see every moment that people are spending on TikTok is a moment they could be spending on YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. So of course they want that market share. They want that delicious, juicy market share. For the ADL and the Israel lobby, it's an entity that is uncontrollable and is not susceptible to the same censorious whims that Western social media companies are. So then that's another problem.
Yeah, no, like people getting blasted straight footage from Gaza for like the entire thing. Like,
So that's a genuine. I think that's literally the straw that broke the camel's back. Really, I think that's when because obviously Donald Trump, even when he was president, talked about wanting to ban TikTok by executive authority, and then they passed the buck down to Congress, and a lot of legislation was passed around. But post October 7, there was enough momentum. Especially because people could not comprehend why so many people under the age of 35 had demonstrated sympathy towards Palestinians. They were like, what is going on? We need to put an end to this. So TikTok was seemingly the responsible culprit. And that was a great way to kick this over the finish line. And that's why it happened. But I think it's something that is very alarming, and it will happen a lot more in the Trump administration, in my opinion, where the American State Department and national security concerns are going to be constantly used to try to push out by force Chinese commerce from the American marketplace.
Yeah, it's genuinely a stress test. There's not even like, it's kind of, listening to them argue about it, there's not even a precedent. There's no case that works or operates in this exact same way. And it's more of a stress test for what they can do with the law and how much they can get rid of. And there's 4 countries listed under the Protection from Foreign Adversaries Act. It's like China, Iran, Russia.
Venezuela?
Is Venezuela in there?
Cuba.
Yeah. I think it's just like 4 nations where they're like, oh yeah, we can basically determine that like things from this nation are inherently threats and dangerous as a way to like, it's a stress test. It's 100% a stress test.
And it's really funny because American infrastructure is so dog shit and so crippled that we recently found out that like the Chinese espionage agencies have almost complete access to telecommunications in the United States of America. Because our telecommunications infrastructure is so old and antiquated, and therefore, there are numerous ways in which if China wanted to spy on American citizens, they could do that.
They could do it very.
They don't need to do it through TikTok. Yeah. I think TikTok ultimately is it causes a lot of brain rot, but so does every other application, and if there was any sort of serious interest in trying to curb the brain rot or try to combat against misinformation, we would first and foremost apply EU-style regulation on all social media platforms. If privacy was an issue, we would abolish data brokers and we would do more to protect people's privacy. These are not real concerns. These are not valid concerns. These are simply concerns that we're using against a Chinese-owned very successful social media company because we're playing foul and we don't like that they are out competing us in our own game.
Yeah, no, that's literally 100%. None of the actual, there's no real defense for it that you can make. That's very hard. It's whether or not it's legal that they can pass that, but there's no defense for it other than they want to knock out this company that is taking up so much of the market share and operating in ways that they cannot explicitly control in the same way that they can. Zuckerberg just got rid of fact checking. Right? Like, it's like a whole thing.
And before people say like TikTok is so leftist or whatever, because that's another concern that like right wingers have. It's not.
It's not.
Out of all of the social media platforms, the only difference with TikTok as opposed to like Facebook or whatever is that there's almost like a 50-50 split of left wing versus right wing sentiment. That's the only difference. Every other platform, the right dominates almost in its entirety, whether you go to YouTube, whether you go to Facebook, or dare I say, the neo-Nazi safe haven of Twitter, now known as X. There's a tremendous amount of right-wing garbage that is created right-wing echo chambers. Yep. TikTok, on the other hand, quite literally is the only place where there's like at least some semblance of parody in terms of the political correspondence and communication. And that's precisely the reason why people are very frustrated by it. I mean, look at this. Yeah. Look. News influencers, but this isn't even a great study for the record. Like, this is not a great study because it just simply looked at news influencers.
Yeah.
But across all websites, it's 27% right-leaning and 21% left-leaning. On Facebook, it's 39% right-leaning. And this is before Mark Dick Zuckerberg came out and was like gargling on Donald Trump's on the Joe Rogan Experience to be like, please like me. I'm not the woke lord that you guys think I am, you know? Instagram is a 30 to 25% split. TikTok is a 25 to 28% split. It's the only platform where there's almost a complete parity, but with the left-leaning content and leftist sentiment is a little bit higher than right-leaning sentiment. Twitter is at a 28% to 21%, and YouTube is at a 28% to 21% split. So that's the real fear that people have, alongside with the fact that they can't get immediate backdoor into TikTok if they ever chose to do so, as far as I understand.
Yeah, they can't. So.
Even though the data is also, from what I understand, the data is also stored in Oracle facilities now because they took initiative and changed the way that the data was stored, right?
It's that's even mid. I will say that they are taking actions to protect it, but I can't remember what the case was, but ByteDance was trying to figure out who in their systems were reporting back to journalists, and so then they were able to take that data. So it's like, not that it's they're making as many steps as possible, significantly more steps than every other social media app operating in the United States. But they're still data brokers. They're still down with the data. It's like they've just made more of an effort because they're under such more scrutiny.
Yeah. I think ultimately we as American consumers usually understand that, or at least the people that are knowledgeable on this understand that our information is not private.
Yeah.
So for many people, they don't give a if the information is being stored by PRC, Communist Party of China, Politburo chief, or if it's being stored by someone who's going to sell it off to an advertiser.
Right.
They don't care. So that's it.
Fundamentally,
why would you care? What are they going to do with it?
Like, they're going to say, like, what? Like, no one, the average person, your life is not so important that, like, the PRC with your data is like this whole, like, scared, like, tech. It's like they are all selling it for advertising purposes. They are all selling it for this. And to be honest, people know this now, and they do not give a fuck. Like, they don't care. It took my data and all my algorithms to show me more cat videos, I guess. Like, that's really it at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, I still, because there's so much money involved and because there are so many small businesses that have started on TikTok, I said this like when the first piece of legislation passed, I was like, I don't think that this will happen. And I still maintain that position because there are billions of dollars of commerce happening on TikTok and every year. So it would be too harmful to institutional investors that get a piece of that. And also it would be too harmful for many Americans who sell their product.
Yeah, it's like, it's a bizarrely, like, I mean, not anti-American in that sense, but like in a nonpartisan way, very anti-American citizen, where like people stand to lose so much. People built their businesses, people built their lives, people who aren't just like, I guess, like people doing dances, which respect people doing dances, but like, it's like truly like people have built like businesses, their lives, supplemental income, all off of TikTok, and the other algorithms don't do it like that.
So here's some fun little info. This video by popular TikTok personality Soupy is going viral with 1.2 million likes and 3.9 million views in 15 hours. Gen Z is not happy. Let's see.
Fascist countries ban apps. Fascist countries ban websites. Fascist.
Okay, I don't know. I mean,
I think that there's I don't
think it's a fascism to ban apps.
I do think that like one of the fun parts of TikTok brain rot is I talk about this a lot, where it's like the think piece format, where we've all watched so many like think piece videos that now there's like it's like YouTuber voice, but for like
there's TikToker voice, unaliving what people say. Yeah. When I get hit with unalive in the real world, it zaps my brain. I'm too 33 years old to like comprehend what you're saying. All right, let's continue.
Countries ban apps and websites under the guise of threats to national security. when every
Okay.
other country knows it's about suppressing the free speech of its citizens. If the government believes that a single app could, quote from the hearing on the 10th, skew the perspective of American citizens to be anti-American, maybe the real problem is that American citizens are already in such a state of political unrest and unhappiness that
It's fair.
our government is
It's
scared
correct.
a single foreign influence could tip the scale and have it all be over. Don't you think that by taking away the, and I quote, key communications channel of Americans, it's gonna make those 170 million Americans a little more anti-American? Maybe Congress knows and understands that. Maybe the government knows.
I think that like I mean, I don't know anybody in Congress like that, but I think that they kind
I
of
do.
overestimate. I think they kind of overestimated how much the American people hate China, because they don't hate China more than we hate like our own government.
That's not true. I think a lot of Americans, a lot of normie Americans despise China. There is so much, there's an endless faucet of hatred, anti-Chinese sentiment, because like you have to remember, how old are you?
30.
You're 30 years old. Okay. But you're predominantly on TikTok. You see a lot of TikTok stuff. It's not a secret that TikTok is fantastic for pro-China sentiment.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. I actually like that. I love that, as a matter of fact. I think it's awesome. We should have pro all of the country's sentiment being expressed. But I think average Americans definitely have a great distrust. Part of it is due to Orientalist attitudes. Part of it is obviously white supremacy. But the average American is genuinely fearful. But what is the common factor? What is the unifying principle of all Americans? That we are descendants of Adolf Treatler, okay? We love our treats. We love our treats. And TikTok is treats. It's like jalapeno poppers and at the same time. So when you have 170 million people that are slammed onto their treat of looking at TikTok videos, whether it be people dancing or cat videos, or my brother likes to look at like industrial equipment because he's very autistic. Taking that away will be very frustrating for many Americans.
That's fair. That's fair.
I wouldn't say that they like China, but I think
No.
they love TikTok.
Yeah, I just think that like what I'm trying to say is that like explicitly like Americans do have a lot of like anti-Chinese
dude,
sentiment.
China has a 81% unfavorable.
I just don't think we hate China more than we hate like at least hate it enough to like get rid of the app. That makes sense. I think just like even though with the unfavorable reviews, like the way this polling works is like how much do we actively care about the threat of China today versus like 30 years ago?
I'm telling you right now, Americans despise China. They would bomb Beijing if given the opportunity. Okay, but I promise you, they don't give a that TikTok is owned by China. This is it. That's just the way I see it. Like they will get. I think boomers use TikTok too, chatters. You're wrong if you think that old people don't use
Old people
TikTok.
use it.
They use
it.
TikTok.
But boomers hate China.
Boomers hate
They
China.
hate the fuck out of
Everybody
China.
hates China. Like a lot of Americans do, but they love TikTok. That's it. And I think boomers are the best posters on TikTok. Yeah, exactly. They're great. And TikTok is great overall. And people really enjoy it, and it's a treat. And people don't have anything if they don't have treats. The entire American project revolves around easily accessible treats. If a consumer good doesn't enter the marketplace and is banned before it can ever enter the marketplace, like BYD, like Yangwang 9 or whatever, all of these like wonderful Chinese electric vehicles, then that's fine.
Yeah.
You can stave that off by never allowing it to enter the American marketplace. But once a treat has entered the marketplace, it is very hard to take that away, in my opinion. That's the way I think about it. Like I think people will be very upset if TikTok is taken away.
Yeah. Are there statistics on like how many people explicitly wanted TikTok banned?
I've
just
never seen
polling?
one. But
Like-
let me tell you, I will not trust any opinion poll on that
Fair.
that says that there is even more than 20% of Americans that want TikTok banned. Half of this country is on TikTok. They love that.
That the backlash it will receive from banning TikTok does not outweigh the threats that come with its existence.
Okay, this is the other thing that I want to mention. Make sure you don't show your phone, by the way. The other thing that I want to mention is the American government does not give a about democratic sentiment. I mean, come on, look at the Supreme Court banning abortion after lying to the American public about how it's super precedent and how they would never touch that. Look at Israel, Palestine. The overwhelming majority of Americans are like, bro, why are we giving money to Israel? They're killing babies. Like, I don't even care about killing babies, but like, fix the potholes instead of giving it to Israel.
Yeah.
Like, and the American government's like, nah, dog. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say give more money to Israel? Because that's what I'm going to do. So, like, they don't give a about democracy.
About what people care about, even a little bit. I think that's like people underestimate how much people just care about like how much food costs and how hard it is to get to work. Like gas prices and food is like
Support for a U.S. TikTok ban continues to decline, and half of adults doubt it will happen. 32% support a ban. Even amid the decline in support for banning TikTok, views remain divided by political party. Republicans and Republican-leaning independents are far more likely than Democrats and Democratic leaners to support a ban. Yeah, I just don't. Oh my God! Especially, I would love to see this after. I would love to see this after Donald Trump said he wants TikTok to remain.
It's from September.
Yeah, this is from September, but this is now that Trump has come out in defense of TikTok. Who knows?
Oh yeah, people are.
Yeah,
Save me, Donald Trump.
yeah, please. Oh my God, my goat, my king. So, I think that the terrifying precedent that a lot of people don't understand is like if they do push this through, there are so many products that you enjoy in the gaming space, especially. All Riot, all Epic products gone. Okay, no more Fortnite. I think Epic is also owned by. Is Epic also owned by Tencent? Riot definitely is owned by a Chinese conglomerate.
NetEase.
No more Marvel Rivals. No more Genshin. No more Valorant. No more League of Legends.
Wait,
Path of Exiles 2. Yeah. So yeah, I know it's probably a good thing, but
sorry.
But my point is, the American government on background are also moving. The American military specifically has moved to put these companies in the crosshairs, considering it a foreign military asset. Okay, no more TP-Link routers. This is another thing that they want to take away.
Yeah.
No more DJI drones. Like the overwhelming majority of the drone marketplace is flooded by Chinese drones, Chinese goods. The overwhelming majority, I mean, there's so much. There's so many routers that they are claiming are being utilized by the Chinese military as a way to spy on Americans. So I'm telling you right now, PC parts, like virtually everything that you own at some point has touched a Chinese hand, okay? That's it. It's the manufacturing hub of the planet. So therefore, it is absolutely ridiculous to try to make these kinds of bans work, and they will apply it whenever enough wealthy people in a specific sector find Chinese manufacturing to be too competitive. Insane take about China, the country most directly responsible for destroying the manufacturing base of this country by working hand in hand with neolibs you despise. But yeah, let's flood with cheap BYD cars and end manufacturing here and embrace reactionism and send us off in the MAGAville. Okay, H-Bizzle, calm down. I'm not saying that, okay? Also, how about Ford not stop the production of electric vehicles? I'm not saying, that we should. No, that's not bait. H-Bizzle works in the AFL-CIO. He works with the UAW. So obviously he has a very different approach to this. And I'm not even against trade protectionist policies. I'm not against protectionist policies. We're talking about goods that have no competitive, domestically manufactured product. Okay. Also, I like that you're talking shit about BYD and Chinese products, because the major reason why we're not allowing it to flood the American marketplace is because they're not only inexpensive, but they're also better. Like, and that's not my attitude. Jim Farley said that. Okay? That's not me. The main man said it. Ford Motor Company. The Ford Motor Company's very own Jim Farley's like, damn, dude. These Chinese EVs are crazy.
Funny.
Anyway, we don't design the cars, we only build them. Okay, I know. I'm just saying. Big difference between materials and entertainment. No, the car manufacturing industry is one of the major industries that still has domestic manufacturing, even though many of that has also been sold off into Mexico and Canada as well through other trade agreements. But my point is, I don't think it's especially with no competitive domestic manufacturing capabilities, it's idiotic to just be like, no, we're taking this treat away from you. And especially as it pertains to TikTok, I have no issue with TikTok whatsoever. I think it's completely ridiculous to try to ban it, especially when it is probably one of my weakest platforms overall. I don't spend any time on it. I mean, I do spend time on it as a consumer now more than ever, but I don't spend any time on it making content specifically for TikTok. But I also recognize the place it holds. I recognize the importance it has, especially when it comes to communicating certain issues to a younger demographic. Israel, Palestine, things of that nature.
I think it's
pro Luigi Mangione sentiment.
Nice Luigi Mangione memes. It's got something where it's like if you have ideas and its algorithm is so strong, it allows you to communicate things in a way and get it to an audience so much more effectively than like other formats have been for me. Like things like for me personally as like a consumer, I feel like disability justice is like one of the biggest things that I've been able to learn about in my time that I don't think like I would have had as much access to without like disabled creators who make things.
Also, one of the funniest things is to get mad not at American capitalists who offshored manufacturing to China, but instead to get mad at the Chinese. This is the reverse. This is the reverse of the funny sentiment that I always clown on when people go, I don't care about the American ruling class. I want the American workers to suffer. But it's like in reverse. It's like, I don't care about the real villains that shipped manufacturing overseas. I want the Chinese to suffer. Chinese. That's the real problem here. They did this because they wanted to destroy American manufacturing. Yeah, dude. When the agrarian society, and the peasant class was like, one day, American manufacturing will come here and we will destroy the labor aristocracy in America. KKK. That's what they were saying. God. Thank God for Richard Nixon, my goat. Well, they do say that in China, to be fair, but I get why they say that. Anyway, let's hear what this guy had to say.
Somebody who could save TikTok.
Shout out.
Save it.
What was that, boss? You're gonna make TikTok an offer they can't refuse?
Yeah, this is why it's so funny.
Incredible.
This is why it's so funny when people are like, only Zoomers are on TikTok. It's like, no, look at this guy, man.
Yeah.
This is the most boomer guy you could find, dude. This is the most Midwestern aesthetic. Look at look at this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people wore beanies like that. Wrote it that low.
No, that's the 2009 special.
In 2020, he's 22. No, he's not.
Yo, no, they got them young millennials on TikTok. It is impressive.
You heard it from him. You ready for a cigar too? The finest Cubans.
Hot take. We should let dogs smoke.
That's crazy. That's amazing. That will make him a Zoomer.
No, this is a Zoomer for sure. I will say, like statistically, a solid third of my audience is above the age of 35 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. They're old as shit.
Not banning this app because it's Chinese. They're banning this app because it's left-leaning. TikTok is the most left-leaning voices out of any social media platform, especially the ones that are owned by...
Okay, but it's not saying much. Like, no. Even TikTok has like the closest to parody in terms of like the ideological leanings. That's it. That's the only thing that is a major problem, okay?
American oligarchs such as Mark Zuckerberg and Elon. The only reason why they're getting rid of this app is because you keep on seeing videos that are pro-Palestinian, that are anti-American establishment, that are pro-liberation of minorities across the planet. Everything that you see on this app is directly antithetical to hyper-capitalist profit. And these oligarchical pieces of shit at the top, they don't care about you.
No, TikTok's still about profit.
Oh yeah,
it's still about like that's I mean the pro-Palestine stuff is big, but it's about the money.
No,
like.
You don't understand. Welcome to the club. You guys are joining India and banning TikTok. Oh my god, if you told a racist that, maybe they'll turn on it. They'll be like, what? We're following India? No way.
Dude, people are mad racist against India.
That's what I'm
blows
saying.
My mind,
Holy shit. We just cracked the code, bro. Damn. We just cracked the code. You just weaponize anti-Indian racism against defending TikTok.
Oh my god.
It's true. I don't know if I want to be lectured by a guy who looks like he listens to Bass Nectar. Okay, calm down. Christian probably no, but Christian probably knows all these guys and is friends with them. Okay, we have a TikToker in our midst.
That's true. I don't know this person. If we pull up a video,
we're gonna pull up accidentally one of your friends, and I'm gonna clown on him, and you're gonna be like, no. Oops. You're gonna get canceled. Didn't you get canceled recently or something?
Yeah, but okay. Here's the thing. I can't talk about it because the whole allegation is that I improperly use my platform against smaller creators, and this is the biggest platform I could be on right now.
Okay, don't. So I love doing that. I love on small creators. I'm like, you stay small.
No.
Yeah,
I gotta be the bigger person. Every time, so. The only thing I want to say is quick shout out to my favorite biracial person, Babytron. A, that's for active. B for Blick. Hit him, make him do a backflip. And that's the only thing I want to say on my drama. So
I have no idea what you just said.
Someone will understand.
They don't care about your First Amendment right. The only thing that they want from you is your money and your body. They would like to send your body overseas to go fight in a foreign war for two reasons. One, it's useful. Two, if you're dead, you're quiet. Never
okay, bro, this guy, I mean, he's a little bit too dramatic.
It's the TikTok voice where it's like, you really gotta escalate.
But I mean, they're not, like, the thing is, I just don't, like, they're not completely wrong, but they're just, like, hitting the drama a little too hard. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
they want to ban TikTok because they want to kill you.
Yeah. No, it's
they want to kill you dead.
It's a little fear-mongering. It's up there, but you know.
Screaming. Never stop making content. Over
follows me. It's great. This is a great TikTok.
Oh no! Shout out to this guy.
I do this all the time.
Scroll down a little.
Sometimes I'll watch a TikTok and I'm like, this is the worst. This is not. I'm not saying that about this guy, but sometimes I'll watch a TikTok where I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever heard in my entire life, and the person who made this should feel responsible. Like there was that one lady who was like, I grew up in Miami with Cubans. I'm not Cuban myself. Ana de Armas is like disrespectful to Cuba for dating the Fidel Castro's like son or whatever.
Oh, well, that's
no, not Fidel Castro's son. Was it the son of the Cuban president or something? And I was just like, I just ripped into this lady like nonstop. I was like, this psycho. Like, what are you saying? Like Ana de Armas literally like was born in Cuba. She lived in Cuba till she was 18. And then I scroll down and it's like follows you.
Yo,
and then
rip.
and then chatters were saying I met her at the DNC, and I was like, oh no. I was like, damn, this sucks.
That's a bad take though. I mean, it's a bad opinion to have. Sometimes people have bad opinions.
I mean, I'm not saying he has a bad opinion. I feel like it's just like maybe a little more aggressive than I.
No, not him disrespecting Cuba by dating the descendant.
Oh yeah,
That's a bad take. This is just a dramatic take. But I mean, yeah,
Miguel Diaz-Canel's son, the Cuban president. Thank you.
The rest of these goddamn social media apps with your voice, and above all else, never stop fighting. I love you.
I think it's one of the things where TikTok derogatory is one of the best platforms for theater kids. And watching videos like that reminds me, it's like, yeah, we all get in our bag a little.
Oh, I found the drama Christian was talking about. He's 100% right, by the way. Okay, I don't know what the drama is, but we don't need to get into it.
We don't get into it. If I talk about it, I'm going to get crucified. That's dramatic.
If you really want your brain melted, have Christian explain the Beyoncé saga. I heard about the Beyoncé saga. It's the Beyonce's giving fascist aesthetics, right? Like American patriotism.
Okay, so this became a whole thing, right? I'll go up to before it gets to my beef. Basically, there's a creator on here who made a video.
Is that the beef?
Okay, so basically,
I don't get into it if you're gonna get.
No, I'm not gonna get in trouble for this part. Basically, a creator who is my mutual, shout out, and she was like, "Oh, this was like Beyonce is America's best propagandist." Right. And then it turned into like a black TikTok war about like Beyonce and propaganda, because like the message of Beyonce's album is very like about like black people in the South, and like the ways in which like black people connected to country and ruralism has been taken away, like a whole lot of red in that white and blue, and like black people's connection to America and not to Africa, all these other things. Right. But the performance itself, it's the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, big American flags, stuff like that, and it became a whole debate. And it now we're debating whether or not biracial people get to be black. So,
but I feel like that's what it always goes down to, and like on Twitter as well. Like way back in the day, it would always be reduced to that, and then on TikTok is always either that, or if it's like a broader war, it's always gender.
Yeah,
men versus women, gender wars always. The one thing that I found out was that like one of Beyonce's like main designers, I think, is a fan of mine. So I was like, all right, then it's not racist. That's all I needed to know. It's not fascist.
I want to say,
I stand by that. I'm Bayhive. In
front of the biggest audience I've ever had.
I'm Bayhive till I die. I don't know what this man is about to say.
No. Okay. Look, I am from Louisiana, hour from Texas. I, on Christmas Day, was watching that performance.
Phony, he's lying.
No. Look, I'm from Shreveport. Shout out to Cooper Road. Shout out to SODX BBG. Shout out to the Cooper Road. The whole thing is that, look,
he just learned those words just now before he...
I'm saying that performance slapped. I loved it. I had a whole video about how much I resonated with it as a Southern black person, and then people just forgot that because of drama. You want to know the funniest thing said about me in the drama? I'm going to quote this. No, don't kill me. Here's the quote. The red pill pipeline doesn't begin with Andrew Tate or Ben Shapiro. It begins with people like Christian Divyne.
Agreed. Facts.
That's what I'm here for.
That's why I brought you on, because it begins with me, and then it goes to you, and then it goes to Andrew Tate. That's so funny. Everyone, I mean, what you just described is something that people say about me all the time on both TikTok and virtually every other outlet. So I find it really funny.
Yeah. Thank you for letting me do my why I left the left.
Part of Bayhive is here. He's Lebanese. He's the creative director. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Shut up.
So tell him I'm sorry. He's from Shreveport.
It's one of the worst cities in Louisiana, but I love Shreveport. Shout out to Ratchet City. We got good donuts.
Okay. Anyway, I forgot to finish this TikTok. Let's finish this.
Not in a matter of national security, but in a matter of being the most popular news and media outlet that the government cannot control, like American-owned broadcasting networks and publications. Maybe, if this was actually a national security concern, the government would be banning all Chinese-developed apps, like Shein and Temu, that collect the exact same amount of data.
Okay, to be fair, like they probably will.
Don't give them
ideas.
No, specifically that came up in the Supreme Court case, and they were like,
"No,
who told you that wasn't next?" And it's like, I guess not. So like they can very easily go to Shein and Temu next.
Yeah, they're coming after Temu now. I mean, that would actually be the greatest consumer protection advocacy that the American government accidentally landed on.
As TikTok. Because maybe it knows TikTok is something special. You can't politically organize on Temu. If TikTok goes dark, the government deliberately and knowingly took away your free speech. Do not accept national security for an answer, ever.
I mean, I like that people are radicalized over losing their treats.
Yeah.
woman.
So that's cool. Like that
Yeah.
that is, I mean, yeah, welcome. That is she's a fan, by the way, Hassan. Please be nice. No, I'm not on her at all. I don't even disagree with what she's saying. But what I'm saying is that, you know, America does not give a fuck about free speech, dude. They
Yeah.
never have. I mean, yeah, America loves free speech so much. They were like, wow, are you a revolutionary black leader
Oh,
exercising your free speech? Well, oops,
Oh.
you're dead now. We killed you.
Thank God. I want to say something publicly because my Apple disparagement clause is over ever since I did that Apple TV show ad. Okay, there's a show called The Big Cigar that talks about I think it's Fred Hampton's life, and like there's nothing more insulting to me than like killing a revolutionary leader and then making a TV show about it like 60 years later, being damn, it's crazy what the FBI did to that dude, and then like portraying it in the way that they did. That was an ass show, and it's mad. Sorry, they just like watered down. Sorry, Apple disparagement clause over. Wanted to get that out for a while.
MLK talking about Vietnam. How about a New York Times article telling him to shut up? That's true. They did do that. What is this? Oh my God. They've deployed the Nelk boys to Greenland.
Nelk boys.
This goes back to what I was saying. These guys are not even doing a good job. They don't give a shit. They're just like, yeah, we're going to take Greenland. It doesn't matter. Is Christian a political commentator as well? I missed the introduction. Yes, he is. But yeah, apparently, while we were having this conversation, there was talks about Elon potentially purchasing TikTok. Chinese officials are evaluating a potential option, according to Bloomberg Technology, that involves Elon Musk acquiring TikTok's U.S. operations. The company fails to fend off a controversial ban on the app, which is devastating. But then Variety reached out to TikTok. TikTok has denied a report that it is looking at a potential sale to Elon Musk to keep the app operational in America amid a looming U.S. government ban. We can't be expected to comment on pure fiction.
Ooh,
Pure fiction, baby.
that's a fire quote. That's good.
Yeah. Also, TikTok's not going away on the 19th before people like panic. Even if TikTok were to be quote unquote banned by the Supreme Court and there's not a stay of execution, right? And that decision is going to come tomorrow or no, 2 days from now, right?
Yeah, an opinion. Well, an opinion might.
Yeah, an opinion. So that stay of execution and a potential extension, okay, even if that didn't come, what would end up happening is basically like TikTok would just not be updated. That's it. Like you could still have your TikTok. It's not illegal for you as an American citizen to go on TikTok and use TikTok.
Well, the one thing is they might be shutting down operations. They've threatened, or not threatened, but they've talked about completely just like if they don't get a stay or anything, like if it like gets fully banned, that they plan on shutting down U.S. operations. And I don't know exactly what that looks like, but I don't think that's
I don't think they would shut the servers down. I don't think so. I don't think TikTok will shut the servers down. Am I crazy? I just don't. They told SCOTUS the site would go offline. I think they're playing hardball, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. Maybe I'm too positive about this. But Google and Apple can push phone updates to break the app. They could. I don't think they would. Maybe Google, but I don't think Apple would. ByteDance go kicking and screaming for letting the U.S. take TikTok over. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like because it's like obviously bullshit. I feel like,
but you have to remember. Okay. Like there is. Like, what is the enforcement mechanism of ensuring that this ban goes through? You need the government to also follow through. You need to punish potentially Apple and Google for hosting and maintaining updates for TikTok. And I don't think these guys are going to. I don't think these guys are going to do that. I don't think these guys are going to follow through on it, especially when they now have some semblance of protection from Donald Trump. That said that he wants a stay of execution for TikTok.
Yeah, he's very directly expressed that. So
yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he doesn't want it gone. So
Hasanabi is going to get canceled for being wrong about America invading the TikTok service, putting my money on it. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know, but I just don't think so. I'm not 100% confident. Now that might change in the upcoming days. Who knows? But so many things are Chinese. Like so many things that we use on a day-to-day basis is touched by Chinese hands. So it's ridiculous. Kai's reaction to a firefighter knowing him.
Oh, Kai.
Who here watches Twitch? Anybody?
Is it the gaming one though?
Yeah, the gaming one.
Yeah, I watched it a few times.
You guys got any favorite content creators? Like, are you doing Kai Kenneth? Kai Cenat? Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Yo, shout out to Kai.
Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, he's huge. The guy actually didn't say Kai Cenat, by the way. He said he said like Kai Kenneth or something, which I thought was really funny. He's like Kai Kenneth, but hey, he still knew him. Kai Kenneth. You take those. Yeah, no. Lemonade is a replacement app for TikTok. No, it's not. Stop.
It's not. It's a
Stop.
ByteDance owned company
Stop.
explicitly.
I hate this. It's like people that just. This is the blue sky enjoyers in the chat. Oh no, I said the trigger word. I said the
Did something
CIA
happen?
MK Ultra activation word. Everyone's gonna go, why aren't you on blue sky?
Fair.
When are you getting on blue sky? Everyone, literally every day, there are thousands and thousands of people that are like, come on, Hasan, why don't you get on blue sky? Why don't you get on blue sky? Why don't you get on blue sky? Okay, the alternative to TikTok is not what you think it is. It's not Lemonade. Okay? The alternative to TikTok, as a matter of fact, is an even more Chinese application.
Zhao Hongshu.
Xiao Hongshu. Ladies and gentlemen, the RedNote. Xiao Hongshu. The application CEO has welcomed the Americans. Xiao Hongshu has become the #1 downloaded application in the United States of America as of yesterday. Okay? RedNote, more like the Red Book. Am I right? Let's take a look at what he's saying.
Hey guys, just want to make a quick video about Xiaohongshu, introducing you guys to this platform. So tip number 1, we mainly use this platform for searching for suggestions, such as for restaurants, such as for shopping malls, even for like makeup tips. And secondly, this platform is mainly Chinese speaking, but do feel free to speak English and post English content because I believe there are a lot more.
Why is this? That's not the actual CEO they were playing us. Yeah, why is this Chinese man speaking too good English? I don't speak English this good.
English-speaking people on this platform
That's
nowadays.
not the CEO? Okay, whatever.
Is it just a
we need to
content
build this
creator?
community,
Shout
and
out.
there are a lot of celebrities trying to register for the account here. So
Yeah, I've
what
seen
matters
some-
more? Build
I don't
community
have
starting
Zhao
from
Hongshu,
now.
but I've
And
seen
thirdly,
some
I want
of
to say
Zhao
never
Hongshu
stop sharing
content,
your
and they are actually their brain rot is like some good. I honestly, I'd scroll.
This TikTok is about
Download
RedNote.
RedNote, and all I can
Oh,
say
I've seen
is
this,
that
I've seen this.
Instagram
Shout out
is for the
Blue.
go out real sad. And watch this, watch this, watch this. 漂亮女孩在哪里? These are light years ahead of us. First thing I see on this app is Luigi content and fine throwing fits, bro. I saw a post that said black people are greater than, and it was just a collage of dark-skinned, beautiful people. Mark Zuckerberg was scared of me giving up my data. I'm about to give that shit straight to Xi Jinping in a red envelope. 我讨厌美国. And to get it, get it. And the best part is I don't even got to introduce these communism. The app is literally Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok all squeezed into one, bro. All I'm gonna say to y'all though is come with some respect because I don't give a they're speaking Mandarin. Mandarin is the most spoken language in the world. I'm gonna need y'all to lock in. But yeah, y'all can find me there. That is the
I don't know if
I don't know if that's. I
don't know
can't
if
tell you. It
that's
might
true.
be, but
I thought it was still English. You know, considering that massive swaths of India also speak English. Kind of hard to. Everybody goes, oh, it might be okay. Native, maybe first language, maybe it's definitely not English.
Oh shit!
All right, let's look it up. What's the most spoken language?
Oh yeah! Yo, we getting smoked.
Chinese Mandarin
Yo.
is 885 million. Spanish at 332. English in third place at 322. No, but that's got to be. Wait, what? No, this literally is just. This is native.
Oh, that's native speakers. Okay, fair.
Yeah, this is native, Chad. Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. Think, chatters. Think for a moment. Only Americans speak it. No, dummies. I'm Turkish. I'm Turkish. English is my second language. Think by total number of speakers.
Okay, I see. Yeah, they're
English
sorting
is
it by first
English
language.
is number.
Yeah,
English is total speakers #1. Yeah, Y'all are so dumb, dude. God damn. Yeah, 1.5 billion makes a lot more sense. Mandarin Chinese, 1.1 billion. God damn. It's funny because like hella Chinese people also learn English. Damn, Hindi putting up broad numbers. No, it's just massive. That's the whole point.
I think people don't understand how
this number is so high because of India. Okay, that's the reason why this number is so high. Not just because of like British and American imperialism, which definitely plays a role, but the biggest number there is because of India. Second language speakers, English is the largest second language speaking. Yeah. See, as far as second language speakers, like 1.1 billion people, 1.1 billion people literally speak English as a second language. I'm one of those people. But yeah, if you look at first language speakers, yes, China destroys English. Is Hindi and Urdu the same? Why were they excluded? Apparently, yeah, people are popping off on RedNote. They're the Chinese people on Xiaohongshu are now asking Americans for help with their English homework. Lamau, hey homie, could you help me do my homework?
You know what's embarrassing about this?
What?
Apparently we're giving them the wrong answers, and not like intentionally, but because we just also don't know English.
Tales from RedNote for you page.
So allow me to show you my FYP on RedNote. My username is the same if you want to find me, Lady Dragon JJ. And mind you, I've only been on this app for like an hour, and here's my FYP. Luigi edits. Lots and lots of Luigi edits. Cats. We have to have cats. People doing goofy skits. Bunch of jokes about Americans going to RedNote, calling us refugees. TikTok refugees. Laughing aside, I have seen some videos from the LA fires. This beautiful matcha cake. More cats. Cats and Luigi. I swear to God. This Sikh gentleman wrapping turbans on people. This video right here, it's entirely in Chinese. I think it's like the version of Book Talk, but she's making facial expressions to give you like what she's reading. So you can definitely pick up on context clues. This account right here, a Chinese teacher Neely, they're posting all these videos teaching people Chinese. And fancy ass coffee. Yeah. These are just some examples. Yes, a lot of the content is in Chinese. You're not going to be able to understand it, but you will come across a lot of the English-speaking audience in that app because there's like a surge right now. So the algorithm is going to be like mixed and it's going to be all over the place. Overall, it's got potential if TikTok gets banned because no meta. Never meta. And if you're making content, this is what the camera looks like. It's very similar to TikTok. You have your reverse button.
Everyone is just promoting. Dude, oh God. This is what I'm saying. We love our treats, man.
We love them.
We'll punish the American government for taking our treats away. We'll show them. I think this is going to cause like TikTok power users to become even more pro-China.
You can add music. There's beautify and filter, all that shit. And when you push the red button at the top, there's like a little bar that builds up your timing and you can stop, record. Literally,
what is this written?
I know where we're going after TikTok, and it is not only hilarious, but it would be the funniest act or protest in American history. I'm nearly certain. There is this app called RedNote. It is the Chinese version of TikTok that you can download in the App Store.
Oh, this is also funny.
Yeah.
Shout out to
it's me.
Yeah, no, I think he's hilarious.
He's so funny,
he's
dude.
Funny as hell.
I'm here and I'm scared. I don't speak Mandarin. I'm lost. I'm a TikTok refugee. If you guys could point me in the direction of anything.
What?
I got banned again, man. First account I made 2 videos. One was about Waffle House. It's called Waffle House. The other was about not knowing Chinese. I can't speak Chinese. Gone, out of there. They said, get off the app. Second one, my name was China Trey. That was my name, China Trey. In my bio, it said, I love China. And then my background photo was this. This is my background photo. Was this too much? Is this why I got banned? If this isn't it.
Yeah, he's trying too hard.
Yeah, you're trying way too hard.
Come on. I think that like, come on, play it cool, man.
Be chill.
Play it cool. Like I get it. I would do the same thing. Okay, I understand where you're coming from, but you gotta keep it cool, man. Oh my lord.
What is it? Can someone that's Chinese help me out? This was the notification. This right here, right?
I love that the notifications are also directly in Mandarin. You got to use Google Translate to figure it out. Someone already took your username? Wait, they did? Are you Are you joking?
Damn.
God damn, man. I can't go to no other website. Y'all are annoying, dude. Okay, someone link it to me. Do you see the Chinese spies going too
To
far?
my personal Chinese TikTok spy, 宝贝，我们应该分手了。你5年来让我每天都很开心，所以这不是因为你，就是因为我的国家。我要非常非常想你。再见，谢谢。
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man. So many people learning Chinese. This is mad funny. This is the funniest outcome. I love this.
Usernames are non-exclusive, but impersonation is highly restricted.
So this video is for Hasan Piker, who I'm a huge fan of, but
Bro!
My bad.
Come on, man! I can't do nothing! I can't do
sorry, bro. I was messing around and just typed in the ID name as Hasanabi, and it let me save it. So right now there's an Indian guy impersonating you on the Chinese RedNote app. Sorry, bro. I don't know how to change it, or I can't change it for 7 days. Yeah, it happened.
That's so
That's
funny.
crazy, man. That's crazy. Bro's me in China. Spy saying bye to us.
Hello guys, this is your Chinese spy speaking. I want to post this video before it's too late. I guess we are not going to see each other again in the future. That's why I have something to say. It is a great honor to spy on you for the last few years. I wish you all have a great life in the future. Now is something personal. Laura from California, you shouldn't drink that much Coca-Cola. It is bad for your health. And also Peter from New York, you mama loves you. You shouldn't treat her like that, okay? And Stephanie from Texas, don't send your nude picture to the guy called Marvin. He's a boy. He's talking to other girls as well. Nice by the way.
That's crazy work.
That's all I have to say. Bye bye guys. Bye bye.
Sad, man. Me, because I'd rather move to China than Instagram
real. Very real. One of my favorite TikTok comments people can get is post this to IG Reels. It's the most like negative thing you can say.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Reels is a fucking nightmare.
It's the same. It's just draft dodger with a 0. The profile pic is the same. I already put up my first post. And China is liking it. Yeah, they're gonna be sick of me. Long live China. Long live Xi Jinping. Big up.
Too bad there's no TikTok in China. Yeah, they got better, dude.
Douyin.
They got Douyin. I want to learn Mandarin. The Chinese buy me the last minute before his ban. Damn, this goes so hard. I have no idea what they're saying, but
No clue. No, that song's been
feel
hidden.
it. I feel it in my bones, dude. China's living in 3025, bro. Dude, you know who's been popping off in China? What's that British guy? He's like the largest British news guy on TikTok. You guys must see his content all the time. He went to China, and every now and then he pops up on my he pops up on my For You page. What's his name? Dylan Page? I think that's the right name.
Dylan Page?
Yeah. He's got 14 million followers.
I have never seen this man in my life.
And this dude, wait, really? This guy's never shown up? Oh my God, it's because I'm on the boomer normie algo. That's why.
Yeah.
This guy every now and then shows up on my page, but honestly, wait, none of this stuff. He does news and stuff, but I think it's not even, I've never seen this guy. I'm 32. No, I see this guy all the time, but specifically, I see him in China. He's in China right now, I'm pretty sure. But I guess maybe not. Oh, here, China's abandoned mansions. Yo, where's the hotel he went to? Does he have a separate page?
Today, we are exploring.
Because this is not the one I'm looking at. I saw a bunch of other TikToks of him in China, like showing the hotel and stuff that he's in. And there's some crazy stuff that he's experienced out there. He's like one of the few huge content creators that doesn't feel like he's right wing. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Unlike Christian, he doesn't seem like the first step towards right wing radicalization.
Damn.
I agree.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get there. I need Joe Rogan levels.
Dylan Page's secret.
Okay. Hotels in China are doing it different. So you walk in, you get your couple little bathrobes there. Already hung up my and oh, look at this.
His hotel room is crazy.
The flip. Then you come through here. So this is the main bit.
This
Bed
is the room.
Is wider than it than it is long. This, which I don't know if it's a swimming pool or if it's a bar. They even give you a speaker. And you got your two little, like, I don't know, bar stools. Over here, you got a coffee machine, kettle, sinks, two sinks, Dyson hairdryer.
This is the nicest hotel I ever stayed at in my life. Also had this Dyson hairdryer in the room. The one I stayed in London, chat will know. That hotel was crazy.
I mean, what hotels give you that? Air purifier. I mean, look at the aesthetics. It's insane. Then over here, you get your like lounge area. You get a bit of fruit. You're probably wondering, where is the TV, Dylan? Well, let me show you. Here's a clue. So you go here, yep, still rocking the Android, and you click projector drop. Screen dropping. So there you go.
A projector screen in a hotel room is wild.
Yeah. Bro, that's wild. There's
okay.
pool in the hotel room.
True. This is theater brain speaking, where I'm like, damn.
He got an infinity pool next to a bar in his hotel room. The one thing I don't like is like, I don't know what it is, but like this aesthetic is gross, like with the patterns and all that. Like I just
I don't even know how many inch that is. Oh, and as for the toilet, walk over. Hello. And you go.
Wait,
I have just arrived to the craziest city on earth, and you probably have never even heard about it. This is Chongqing, China, where they have petrol stations on top of roofs, trains.
You have a friend from there?
At least like near who used to. I don't know if he's from there or he used to work there.
Damn, bro, you're the reason why they're banning this shit. You know, live in Chongqing and shit. Like,
yeah, that's a real problem.
Yeah, how did you find out? How did you find out about Chongqing? TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has seen that train going through that house, that apartment. Everybody.
Trains that run through residential buildings, buses in the sky, elevators for cars, multi-story restaurants floating on the river, oh, and also the deepest subway in the world. It goes down 118 meters, which is roughly the height of a 39-story building, and it took me 15 minutes just to get to the bottom. But the craziest part was
I was having issues getting my code to bind my phone number to my RedNote account. I Googled it to see if others are having the same issue. I found a Reddit thread saying, I'm super uncomfortable with how popular this app has gotten overnight. The Chinese government must be rubbing their hands with glee. The opportunities for propaganda must be enormous. Yeah. And ironically enough, they're on Reddit saying that, which is like, you know, basically Langley Central. God, I hate Reddit so much, dude. It is literally the most annoying, smarmy, liberal assholes that work for the American State Department constantly. Oh my God. That's it. That my point is I trust the Chinese government more than I trust the American one, okay? That's right. I don't care. I'm saying it. Yeah, give them all my data. What are they going to do? That's right. Oh my God. The
can already tell.
My thirst talks have made it on to Xiaohongshu. Let's go.
Wild work.
Commenting to stay on Hasan note. Oh my God, they're already making new terminology. Have you seen that TikTok from a Chongqing resident who definitely isn't a Western think tank asset talk about the city and how scary it is? You think this guy's a Western asset? He's literally an English speaker, bro. I mean, he's an English teacher in Chongqing.
I need you to understand that literally every video that you see about Chongqing is like meant to promote tourism. Like it's none of them. Like everyone's like, oh, this city's so crazy. It has so many levels. And like there's literally a team. Like not this guy, but I think there's like a specific team. That's like
he's a part of it.
He's part of the tourism team.
Him and like 4 other English teachers, or they're not English teachers. They're English speaking tourism managers or whatever. Yeah.
I find it super funny that people can't. There's also like there's specifically one account.
It's just that one video that kind of like is lightly critical of China, and it got 38 million views. But like all of his other videos are about how awesome it is in Chongqing.
Yeah, it's a whole team of folks. There's so many accounts like that. There's they even have different demographics. There's this one like black couple called Travel China. They're the ones that I get. And they're they're like, here's the worst things about China. People love black people. People just don't pay that much for food. People are gonna walk up to you and want to be nice.
I've seen that video. That's like, that landed on my For You page as well. I love that video. Yeah, they're dope. They're living their best life. Yeah. That's my dream, to be honest. It's like my dream is to live in China and be a white monkey. You know what that is?
I do not know what that is.
White monkey is a term for like in Asian countries where they will hire a white guy and bring them to like business meetings to elevate the importance of the company. To be like, see, we have Westerners.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not legally allowed to say white monkey. It sounds wrong coming out of my mouth.
No, I mean, that's my dream. That's a myth. It's not a myth, dumbass. What are you talking about? Literally, Blau was a white monkey for Riot. What are you talking about? Give him a pass. Yeah, you can say it.
Yo, no. Look.
I just gave you the pass.
I'm the most easily cancelable man in the world, so I gotta chill.
To be fair, I did get banned on this platform for using the heinous racial slur cracker before. So
oh yeah, they do have a thing about that. Dude, I get DMs about that because I made one video talking about like a rap lyric and I think I said silence the C word.
Wait, people got mad at you?
Yeah, I got DMs that was like, hey, why is it okay for you to say all these things? But if I'm like, all right.
No, that's what it is usually. People are just like, I'm not even offended by it, but why can't I say the N-word? That's it. That's literally what like most of the anger and resentment comes from. All right. I don't. One of my best friends was a white monkey during an opening of a shopping mall in Beijing. Yeah. It's like when they put white people into like product reveals and launches and stuff like that to like elevate its importance. Basically, what is this?
Putting in Little Red Book, and you guys see this term. It means that the person commenting or posting is from America. So if you see any racist comments, any racist posts, etc., it's likely that a lot of them are American. Because I've seen people be like, oh, everyone on Xiaohongshu is so mean. All the Chinese people, they're so mean and racist. No, it's likely from other Americans. Like, we're bringing that over to them. Like, yeah, there's bad people in every community, but I've seen posts where it's like, get off this app, like leave this app alone. It's our app. And it's from other Americans, and like people are falling for it. And I just wanted to let you guys know.
Bro, it's not been a day, 19 hours, and there's already drama.
There's always drama. It's TikTok. It's TikTok.
God, Americans are disgusting, dude. Disgusting pigs. White monkey explained.
It's a job that most people wouldn't know actually exists. If you're white and happen to be in China, you can do white monkey gigs. That's the term used to describe jobs in which white people are hired by Chinese companies to do random jobs to enhance its image. These jobs include pretending to play instruments in a fake band at gigs, pretending to live at a luxury apartment complex, posing as the company director at a ribbon-cutting ceremony, nodding and smiling at business meetings. Trucking companies employ people whose job it is to recover abandoned trucks and cargo. Apparently truckers will just be like F it and leave their trucks and trailers on the side of a road. These companies pay pretty well and you are on call 24/7. But they fly you all over the country to retrieve their stuff and pay well. Sounds kinda neat really. When certain, highly expensive pieces of jewelry are sold to buyers in different countries.
What?
Say a $300,000 watch.
What does this have to do with... Oh, there's the rest of the jobs aside from the white monkey jobs. All right. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to go to China, link up with the Politburo and be like, listen,
okay.
I want to be the Yami Parks of America, please. Please. I want to go up there and
like in America
and put
they
on
only
a
allow
put on a hick ass voice and be like, yeah, that's right. I'll be like well, there's not really a lot of criticism, but I guess like you could what would be the equivalent of like shitting on like a Chinese political dissident and then comparing it to like something in America, you know? I don't know. I can't come up with anything. But aside from like, you know, the regular stuff, like in America they eat rats. In America, you don't have health care and you just die.
That's real. God.
Bro, we're skipping multipolarity and going to China as the only superpower. I'm calling it now. I've seen enough. Oh, this is this is Yangwang 9. Yeah. I know, I was looking at this when I was looking at new EVs. That's sick. The car is a jump button. Yeah, but I thought it was I thought the jump was only when it's stationary, not when everyone on TikTok transition to RedNote. The Chinese TikTok RedNote is going to be the #1 app downloaded worldwide this week. The irony of banning a Singaporean app out of China concerns, only to have everyone start using a Chinese app. Yeah. TikTok does have a lot of influence, and I think I understand why it's like scary for. I understand why it's scary for American officials for that reason.
Yeah, specifically when they sent out the call notification during the original hearings, like call TikTok, say TikTok. They just like that was like just a sign to them.
Yeah. What is this? We must protect our Chinese comrades from these white Americans. What? This has nothing to do with anything. Readers added context. Cheese.
Nice.
It is pretty funny because they'll be like they'll immediately make the argument where they're like, well, you know, our apps are banned over there, and it's like, okay, do you think that's a good thing? Because it seems like you're criticizing the Chinese government's actions there,
yeah,
while simultaneously saying we should do the same.
Yeah, people don't care about hypocrisy. People don't care about like even the most obvious hypocrisy. People don't give a shit. Oh. You think that like you know how like people will be like, oh, what are we, like communist China? But like we're not, dog.
If TikTok was supposedly instilling revolutionary sentiment in American consciousness, I wouldn't get freaking banned all the time. Okay, I feel like I would have an immediate TikTok contact at this point. You know, Xi Jinping will be giving me a medal of honor.
The American government trying to propagandize us against China is that there is nothing that they can say about China that is not either effectively the same or worse in the United States. Oh, they spy on their citizens. Yeah, that's called the NSA. Oh, they can't Google Tiananmen Square. They don't want people knowing their history. You're trying to ban history books right now because you don't like that white people look back during the slave trade. Oh, they don't have freedom of press. All of the billionaires have bought up all of our press sources, as well as all of our politicians, so that they can control what laws are passed, as well as the narrative surrounding those laws. Oh, they don't have freedom of speech. You're trying to ban this app as we speak right now. Oh, they have massive amounts of human rights violations. Forced birth is a war crime that is happening in the United States right now. Child marriage is legal in the United States right now.
Facts.
Our prison system is legalized slavery.
Facts.
There's a reason that we have one of the highest incarceration rates in the world. It's because it's legalized slavery. Go ahead, read the Constitution. It says no slavery except for incarcerated people. Oh, they're condoning a genocide. They're committing a genocide. That's fucking laughable. Say that to the Native Americans. Say that to Palestine. Say that to Congo. Say that to Sudan. In fact, say that to any country in the global south.
Woo!
Oh, their working conditions are...
Okay, every time I watch videos like this, though, I'm like, okay, I get why like Rick Scott would want this to be eliminated.
Yeah.
Every time I see stuff like this, I'm like, all right, well, Mitch McConnell just had an aneurysm thinking about what's going, even though his wife is Chinese.
But, yeah.
Mitch McConnell, you got a Chinese wife.
They make exceptions for that.
Yeah, that's right. You got a shipping magnate wife who's Chinese. Get them.
No, they're
libertarian guys with Asian wives.
Oh man, that's the dream of being a libertarian.
He got a Chinese waifu.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get Donald Glover if I make these jokes.
Oh yeah, true. Hasan get Christian canceled. Yeah, I forget that there's like, I forget that there are like, I don't know. TikTok politics is like kind of weird to me because it's like there's a lot of really cool people on there. There's a lot of really cool opinions on there, and then there's like so much rad lib shit where I'm just like,
Yeah. I think like part of the issue with TikTok is that like in the same time like it has the opportunity to get as much out there as possible. Like people who genuinely don't have shit to say can get like super platformed by like this, and there's like a consistent loop where it's like, yeah, you just stitch onto some opinions that you know people are gonna like with, and you just keep looping that shit, and it works out. Rad lib shit is nuts. Post election was rough.
You haven't
yeah,
raised the minimum wage in 15 fucking years. The minimum wage is still $7.25, meaning you could work a full-time job and still only make $15,000.
Yeah, the people who know this agree with her, and the ones she's trying to address will be like, I don't care, China is bad, even if we're worse. No, most people are go, whataboutism. It's like on the same moral playing field, pound for pound, like, yeah, it's not even a question who is responsible for a metric ton of evil. Okay? That's it. It's just like, it's ridiculous that anyone tries to act like, you know, the Chinese crimes are comparable to America. Not to say that like China does everything great or anything like that, but it's just so stupid.
$1,000 a year with basically no guaranteed benefits. And on top of that, you're actively trying to ban a secondary source of income from people. There is really not much that you can say about China in a negative light that you cannot find some kind of equivalent here in the United States. And on top of that, at least China has universal health care. At least China has public transportation. At least in China, they're not having their kids shot on a daily basis. At least in China, they've managed their homeless population. Do you know how we manage our homeless population? We throw them in prison. We take our veterans and we turn them into slaves. In China, they give them temporary housing and a job. So I'm not sitting here condoning everything that's happening in China. I'm saying if you wanted American citizens to actually believe that we were better than China, why don't you actually be better than China?
All right. Well, all right. Christian, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. This was fun. This was dope.
This was a wonderful experience. Hopefully you don't get canceled.
You know, it happens.
But you know, if it happens, well, guess what? TikTok's gonna get banned.
Get banned.
What are they gonna do? Chirp into the void?
Yeah.
They're gonna they're gonna eat your ass alive on the RedNote, dude.
I can't wait. I'm gonna get
clipped. they're gonna move on to RedNote just to destroy you. But where can people find you?
I mean, obviously I'm on TikTok, I'm on IG, I'm on YouTube. I'm actually on Twitch, but I just play games sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's if you look up Christian Divyne with a Y, or is it